Not gonna get that out of my head for a long time now. Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is directed by Gareth Edwards and stars Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Donnie Yen, Alan Tudyk, Win Jiang, Riz Ahmed, Mads Mikkelsen, Forrest Whitaker, and Ben Mendelsohn, and takes place right before the events of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, and tells the story of how the rebellion gained the plans to the Death Star. Now, like most people, I was really excited for Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, mainly because it is not part of the main storyline. We don't have any Lukes in there, no Anakins or now Reys. It's just a smaller story, and that's what I was really looking forward to. And when I walked out of Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, I really enjoyed what I just saw. The main cast, they had good chemistry going, even though sometimes they had to chug through some clunky dialogue. Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso, she was a great female lead, and Diego Luna as Cassian, he did a great job too, but stealing the show almost is Donnie Yen. He just kicks ass throughout the entire film as the blind guy who just believes in the Force, and he's so good. But then also C-3PO, R2-D2, and BB-8, they might have some competition because K-2SO, played by Alan Tudyk, is hilarious throughout the film. He's rivaling Chewie up there with the best comic relief because just some of the lines he has is hilarious. He's kind of like a straight man like Drax is in Guardians of the Galaxy, and the humor just worked so well in the film. And while I won't throw Ben Mendelsohn's Krennic up there with the Vaders and the Tarkins and the Emperor Palpatines of great Star Wars villains, he did a serviceable job in the film. He was great in the role, it's just the character wasn't anything new, it was just a typical villain for the Star Wars series. And one worry I had from the trailers was Forrest Whitaker, and I just didn't enjoy him in the film that much. It kind of seemed like he was overacting, overplaying it, just hamming it up a little, and it just did not work for me. But the real star of the film is director Gareth Edwards. Coming off a film like Godzilla, where people said the pace was a little plodding and not enough action, he just put all those critics to sleep because the action is just plentiful and it's so well done in Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. It just feels like a gritty war film at time. Troops on the ground and people in the air flying, and it was just done so well, and it looked beautiful throughout. These might be some of the best effects we've seen so far, which makes sense because we're getting further and further technology, but it just felt so real and so gritty that I loved it. But since Rogue One: A Star Wars Story takes place before Episode 4, A New Hope, there's certain things we have to set up just for the movies that have already happened, which I'm fine with. I know that had to be in there. I just wished it was executed better, because there's just some scenes that are strictly exposition, and they're just clunky exposition that we understand we just have to say this and get it done with, but it just wasn't done well. There's one really bad scene in my opinion where it just took me completely out of the film for a little bit. For my final verdict for Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, I'm going to give it was amazing. I really enjoyed all the performances besides Forrest Whitaker, but Felicity Jones did a great job in the lead role as Jyn Erso, and Gareth Edwards, he just knocked it out of the park in directing. The war scenes are directed so well, they're so gritty, it feels so visceral. But other than that, the only big problem I had was the clunky exposition and the clunky dialogue. But I enjoyed Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, a great addition to this amazing franchise. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Drew from How Was the Movies. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see some more videos from me. Comment down below if you've seen Rogue One, what are your thoughts on it, and thanks for watching.